Good day everyone, I am Cindy Antomaro of BSBA OM3A. This video tackles about environmental design. With all the emphasis on healthy and green living, environmental design is becoming much more recognizable and a widely used process than ever before. Environmental design is a process that addresses environmental issues when developing programs, buildings, plants, and products in various fields including engineering, interior design, urban planning, architecture, and geography. Environmental design make use of sustainable products to avoid waste and provide our environment with as many eco-friendly products as possible. This needs to improve our world has required the use of environmental design professionals. So now, let's define what is environmental design. Environmental design is a fairly new challenge to planning industrial processes and consumer products that are sustainable, ecologically intelligent, and healthy for not just humans, but also for the environment around us. In the past, when we built things out of raw materials, we kept them until we no longer needed them and then throw them in the trash. Today, we try to save products and recycle them into new and useful products. When we did build products, any extra materials were often tossed out. Today, we use the leftover materials to also design usable and sustainable products. These things are all done with the help of environmental design. So, what is the history of environmental design? Some of the concepts used in environmental design can be tracked back to the early civilizations. The Greeks or Hellenes were believed to be the first civilization to use the environmental design concepts. Earlier architecture could harness solar energy. Greece houses were built to face to the sun. This trapped the sun's heat during the winter so the houses stayed warm even the coldest weather. The Greeks built their homes to keep out of the colder winds. Most of these ideas were later used by Rome. Glass windows allowed the Romans to save more fuel. The light from the glass illuminated the rooms without opening the windows, so the houses stayed warm all winter. The Romans cultivated most of their crops in greenhouses. This increased food security in the area. Modern environmental design is thought to have begun in the late 1800s. The Industrial Revolution influenced environmental design. Water and air pollution increased as cities grew. To save the environment, people had to avoid certain products. The environmental movement in the mid-19th century increased environmental design's popularity. So why environmental design important? Environmental design principles can assist improve environmental conditions because human activities cause most environmental degradation. The environmental design focuses on preventing these behaviors. First, reduces pollution. There has been a lot of pollution all over. The pollution is caused by people doing things in the environment. Pollutants are polluting the environment right now. These pollutants also damage ecosystem, causing a loss of species. Environmental planning cuts down on pollution by switching to eco-friendly fuels. This can be made possible. One way to cut down on pollution is to stop buying cars that run on gas. Large cities should make public transportation better so that more can get to work and school. Also, businesses are encouraged to use less carbon dioxide. Second, improve the health and overall well-being of people. Environmental design aims to provide a healthy, productive environment. Environmental design can protect and improve every part of a place. This is good for both humans and animals. Environmental consequences can be reduced so that both biotic and abiotic components can live together peacefully. Why should engineers and architects be careful with the materials they use? Environmental design encourages the use of materials that are good. They should use non-toxic materials. Third, minimize waste. Environmental design makes products that are long-lasting, recyclable, and reusable. A good way to get rid of waste is to do it the right way. To keep soil and water safe, cities should spend money on waste management systems that work well. The improper disposal of garbage has many negative effects on the environment. So these are the examples of environmental design. Is environmental design essential? Necessity of environmental design is a must to protect our environment and securing our natural resources to our future generations. ED doesn't mean that we can redesign the product and processes, again, which is an expensive job. ED focus is not only on products and processes but also on utilitarian oriented. So what is environmental tools? Design for sustainability, which requires ED tools to help the designers or scientists to insert the environmental requirements to complete the design. Any eco-design needs to promise a life cycle assessment and sustainability of the product. Environmental design follows various strategies like product life extension, reliability, and durability, extending the process by recycling, reduce use of materials, switching from non-renewable to renewable resources, energy efficiency, and pollution prevention. Environmental cycle assessment. This is the first comprehensive guide to green design, economic input-output life cycle assessment. LCA is a technique in estimating and assessing all of the environmental impacts and associated with the production process. LCA is a time-consuming process and huge data is required. The data gathering stage, known as life cycle inventory, often gives a promise on improvement on its own. So now let's proceed to eco-labeling. Eco-labeling is broadly classified as first type 1 environmental labeling, example eco-labels, type 2 self-declaration claims, and type 3 environmental declaration, and example is report cards. An eco-label is approved and labeled for green products. An eco-label provides an authoritative guidance to the consumers to choose a product or environmental reasons, and at the same time an encouragement for the product which is eco-friendly. This is an example logo of eco-label. And that's all for my report. Thank you for listening.